Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Talkin Kop. I'm Gav. Keith, Emmet, and Seany are with me, and it is Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 1 earlier from Anfield in the Premier League. A horrible fucking game, a horrible result, a horrible week for the Reds, and we're going to have a little bit of chat about it. If you haven't watched earlier on, the Matt and Kevin actually done post-match reaction. Fair play to them. I didn't envy them, but they did do post-match reaction. It is there to watch and listen to if you fancy downloading it. They covered all the bits and pieces. We do a bit more of a random look at it. We will have the one, which is a question we do near the end. We will have a sausage of the week. We will talk to you about our fundraisers, and then we get out of our way, and you might catch the end of the golf. How does that sound, lads? Where do we start here? Where do we start? So we draw away United. You're thinking, okay, let's get back on the bike here. We're awful against Atalanta, who done an absolute job on us. And then today, we give away a soft goal. We probably could have given away another two. And then we just have 4 or 5 chances where we just decide not to put it in the net. Keith, I'm going to come to you first. It's a very, very frustrating day all round. You know, Arsenal lose, City won yesterday, but it's a very, very frustrating day when you watch that game overall. We give up a goal. We should have given up more. We don't seem to be... I don't know, Keith, tell me. Well, just tell me. It's for me, it was just so frustrating from start to finish.
If you're looking for good news, it isn't coming from me.
No,
look,
not at all.
It was frustrating, and I think I said it in our WhatsApp earlier. I was expecting a reaction. You know, we played against Manchester United and we were poor, and I was expecting a reaction against Atalanta. And after Atalanta, Jurgen Klopp even came out and said there will be a reaction, and that was it. I'm worried now because the boys are running on fumes. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be the most positive podcast tonight, but just to get it clear, I love this team, love the manager, the players, everything. The boys have just hit a wall, and it's the worst possible time to hit that wall with quarterfinals of FA Cups, Europa Leagues, and now the final push. It was annoying today because once again it's the blueprint recently. It's the blueprint of the whole season. We're giving away goals too easy at the beginning of games, and we're relying on having that final push to get us over the line. That last 15-minute hoodoo that we seem to have over teams where we've scored bleeding 82 goals this season in the last 15 minutes of games. When that runs out, and we've said it on this show before, maybe not me, I've been a bit more positive about it, thinking it'll last forever and ever. When that look starts to run out, yeah, and you haven't got a plan B, then you're in trouble. And I think we're starting to see that now. You know, the lads have done great, but some of them are going on fumes now. And some big players, it's easy to blame. It's easy to blame certain individuals. It's easy to blame an Endo. It's easy to blame a Darwin, who gets a lot of stick. And I have to be honest, I've been Darwin's biggest supporter and cheerleader. That's wearing thin. But some of our big boys have not been doing it as well. And, I'm not going to batter a £16 million player at age 30 coming in and let others away with it. I think they've all sort of done their bits, and we've just sort of come out the wrong side of a bit of momentum that hopefully could have seen us over the line. The worst thing about this weekend is, right, Manchester City beat Luton. We all knew they were going to beat Luton. No issues there. Arsenal getting beaten then is a fucking killer, because that now puts it in City's hands. And I've said, and I'm sure the lads have said as well, you don't want to be chasing City. Chase Arsenal. Do not be chasing City. And it's turned this weekend now, a home game with Crystal Palace, and we're chasing City now. I don't know if there's many more twists and turns. I think there will be a lot of, I think there will be more drop points, but unfortunately, I think we'll be dropping some of them. So it's just a bit of a downer at the moment, Gav. I don't know what we can do, because I was expecting them to do something in the last couple of games, and it hasn't happened. So I just think the lads have just hit the wall now, and it's really hard to pick up. A bad performance, you can pick that up, you know what I mean? You can sort of put one bad performance down to say, right, bad day at the office, we come again. And we've done that in the past. Under Klopp, we've done it loads of times in the past. Bad performance is usually followed up with a reaction. Now the boys just don't seem to have it in their legs at the moment, and that's the worry, at this time of the season. But look, we've probably been the third best team in the league this year, and the table is going to start to show that. but I'm still not giving up on it. I would just say for myself that I'm not optimistic that we're going to win the league now. I think we lead a lot of snookers, and I don't think we're going to get the required snookers. But it'll keep me faith for the rest of the season.
Um, Shawnee, Keith mentioned in there, very fair points, I think, in everything he says. But one thing he mentions there is, sorry, Arch says there, Gav, do you concede the title now? No. Why would I? Like, I never concede the title until Liverpool can't win it. Like, why are you asking that? It's like people thrive on this stuff. It's a bit mad. But no, I don't concede the title in any way whatsoever. Will we win it? Don't know. But I'm not conceding it until it's gone. But Shawnee, there's a couple of things there Keith said, and they're all fairly spot on, to be honest. But there's one thing he mentions there about individuals, and blaming this and blaming that. And I've seen an awful lot as usual, after games. People just zoning in on individuals and going like, he's caused us the league, or he's caused the league. Shawnee, this is a collective. And I think sometimes you can get away with games where, Núñez mightn't have the best games, but you get through it. Salah, Kanate, whoever it might be. But to me today, there's a couple of things, but one of the major things for me, Shawnee, is collectively, usually you get through with 7 or 8 of them having 7 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s. But today, there wasn't many 7 or 8s there, Shawnee. And there wasn't many of them on Thursday. And there wasn't many of them against Manchester United either. It just seems like without zoning in on one player or this or that, it's just like the team itself has dropped a point or two in its performance collectively. And it's hurt us.
Yeah. Again, look, I don't think that there's still 7 games. Well, if 6 league games left, it's not the time now for like revisionism or some sort of forensic analysis into what's going on in the team. I think there's a myriad of factors. I think momentum is a big thing. I think we lose momentum going out of Cup to United. There's so many mitigating factors that goes into a title race, that goes into a run in, and I think everyone on the football side is in some way, shape, or form to blame. Like, I think, go back to the FA Cup club selection as subs. We get done there. You're thinking, all right, we've an international break now. We'll come back around. You come back against Brighton. Let's be honest. We get through it. Or 2 weeks ago against the Brighton game, I said, look, we need to up the levels, and we're not going to win the league.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not. It's not a bleeding. I told you so. It just.
No, you did. You pointed it out. Yeah.
You need to. For me, you can skulk your way through being bad, but it got to a stage where it was like, okay, it's not going to get it done playing like this, because I think they do say defence wins titles, and I know Arsenal have been defensively brilliant and they fall apart today. That just comes down to the metal. But I think we've kept 1 clean sheet in the last 14 home games or something, and it's just not going to get it done. And it's not the fact that like digging out Keller that he's not Alisson. It's just composure in both boxes is causing us big time. And sometimes, like, do you know what, we were all on here, we're going to win, and that's what you do as a fan. You're supposed to buy into that and subscribe. That's the joy, and you get behind the team and you enjoy it. But sometimes you just need to take a sit back and go, okay, where exactly are we at? And I think, if we're being totally honest, we don't deserve to win the league, and that's just God honest truth. We don't deserve to win the league, and I won't have an argument to say that we do. There's just been too many games in this season where it's just been poor, and sometimes it feels like complacency or application. We don't deserve to win the league. Look at the shite we drop points against, and if you're gonna skulk your way to a league, you have to be at least winning your home games. And it was brutal today. And the worst part of it is that, we're only 2 points behind City, but for me, it's the form and its trajectory. And to be honest, we only look like we're going one way to me. It's not like title winning form and title winning football is not something you can just flick like a switch, regardless of what sort of experience you have. And I think if I'm being cynical, I think some players in this team probably thought we'll just and we'll get it back together. There's an element of casualness, and then you can see there's an element of a few of the key lads have a lot of minutes played. That legs, Endo and McAllister. And look, at the end of the day, Keith said it earlier. Like, Endo is what he is. He's a 16 million 30-year-old that played his trade in the lower halves of the Bundesliga for the majority of his career, and it's just starting to show. And it's as simple as that. As good as a sign as he's been, it is starting to show. And it's not, again, a knee-jerk reaction. It's just the makeup of him as a footballer, and it is what it is. This is where your Gundawans and your Rodris, they all come into their own. You even look at Declan Rice today. He's never been there before, and you can see it today. He's already looking leggy, having to do 2 European games in a week or 3 games in a week, and just not having that experience of being a leader. Whereas, and that's why the cream, that's what they say, cream always rises, regardless of City and their 115 charges or whatever. They know how to get the job done. Like, that's not got to do with shite that's going on in the courtroom. I just think a bridge too far for Liverpool. And the biggest thing for me is it looks like there's a big energy sap in the squad now. I like we can see 2 shots on target in the first 50 seconds today. And I had a look back. I don't know whether any use SofaScore. If you look on SofaScore, there's like an indicator as to chances conceded in the game, and it's indicated by colours. And you can do it yourself if you have the app. Go back in the last 4 or 5 Liverpool games, and there's just one big arrow in the last 5 home games that Liverpool have played to the opposition team where they have a massive chance inside the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game. Brighton score with their first attack of the game. James McAtee has one cleared off the line by Kelleher in the Sheffield United game. Atalanta, Yoke saves one with his face. You know what I mean? Kelleher saves one with his face. The game before that, I can't remember who it was, but the game
scored in the first minute.
Scored with that first attack. So, like, that's not coincidental. That's a systematic flaw and a fundamental flaw in the makeup of the team that in the start of games were not on it. Emmet's parroted it all year, to be honest, about how poor Liverpool are starters, and you're coming behind in 21 league games. It's going to come around and bite you. It's not sustainable. It's not title winning football. It's as simple as that. And that's all it boils down to me. After 32 league games, 31 league games now, if we're to win this title, let's be honest, boys, it'll be a fucking snatch and grab, regardless of how many days we've spent on the top. We're not at the level. And it's not a slight. That's where we would have been. Take out all that Klopp's leaving, all right? You're thinking, we roll into next year with this team and we'll go again. I don't think anyone expected us to challenge for the title this year. And
that's the key, isn't it?
It's not a cop. It's just the limitations of the squad now for me are becoming really, really visible in terms of the physicality of the team and just not being at it. And it is what it is. It's very, very frustrating. It's a season now that's fizzling out, and it's shy because it's Klopp's farewell, and that's the thing is that even the emotion of that just seems vacant. Like him today on the line, looking at Klopp today, that's what hurt me the most is looking at him today, and even Klopp goes, I'm absolutely powerless here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like Keith said, to be plenty more twists and turns. But if you ask me, and if you're being totally honest with yourself, there's very, very, very little evidence to suggest Liverpool have her in the locker here to put her out.
I think you know, they're all valid. But I think they're all valid points with regards to do they look tired, is that this and that. But I'm gonna and that's the player wise. But Emmet, let me talk to you about, and you know, without anyone biting me fucking head off here, but let's talk about the manager for a minute, right? Like people are criticising the lineups, people are criticising the you know, especially the subs. I think today he was quite critical of, like, and I was critical of the subs today. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought Harvey Elliott should have been on the pitch way earlier because regardless of whether Harvey Elliott scores goals or not, or whatever it might be, or you know, I don't know, people are zoning on him and have a go off him as well. He brings an energy. He brings an energy to what we do, and he kind of brings an intensity and stuff like that. But Emmet, like, surely, like, and you have gone on about it, and we slagged you saying, look, Liverpool do it on purpose. We've done all that this season, right? But Emma, like, honestly, we come out and in the first, not even, forget the first 2 and 3 minutes or whatever, right? The first 15 minutes of games, I go into them now and go, please just get to 15 and don't concede a goal. And it's not because the other teams are better than us. It's not because other teams are, play through us. It's just very simple thing. It seems to be like today, they score on 14 minutes today, right? And it feels to me like Liverpool just sleepwalk into this and go, let something happen in this game and then we'll react and start trying to do something about it. And sometimes it'll be us getting a goal, but a lot of the time it's them getting a goal or a big scare or whatever, and then Liverpool kind of kick into gear. Like, and I'm not blaming Jurgen Klopp and Emma, but the manager has to be able to turn and go, listen, I don't give a fuck what happens here today. Do not concede in the first 15, 20 minutes of this game. If you score one, great. If it's 0-0 after 20, fine. But Emma, we continuously go out and do this. And that goal today, all attracted to a ball. Ball's played in behind Bradley. Endo can't get there. I don't know what the fuck Kanate's doing. And, Virgil's slow. He's on the spot. He's slow kind of to react to anybody. Emma, come on. The manager has to be turning around and going, right, everyone behind the ball for the first 15. Do something fucking drastic here. You know what I mean? Because teams are going out there to gamble and go, get a goal. First 15, get a goal, and we can just try hang on and see what fucking happens. And everyone's doing it to us.
Yeah, and look, 21 games this season we've gone behind. 21 out of 32 in the league. So, what's it, 11 we haven't. It's look at this. Earlier on in the season, I was saying, yeah, we seem to kind of play within ourselves in the first half, conserve energy, and then go all out in the second half, and that was grand. But what we've been doing in the last couple of weeks is we're not looking after the ball. Our passes are short. Our passes are long. We're getting pushed off the ball way too easy. And it's probably because teams you go through it, it's like two boxers. The first round or so was a bit of a feeling out process. So all these teams have been watching what way Liverpool have been playing all season, and they've decided, right, well, let's go and fucking press them. Nobody's really been pressing them. So that in turn puts us under a little bit of panic, which forces those short passes or long passes or getting the ball taken off your toe. Like Endo today just seemed to be crowded, and it happened in the first game against Palace down their place as well. If you remember, we only got away with it.
Hughes was on him like a rash.
They were all over him like a rash, yeah. But we just don't seem to be looking after the ball. We don't. I said it last week. When you're prone to a counter attack, the one thing you need to do is look after the ball, and we're not looking after the ball. We're playing like, I don't want to go back to Kwanzaa, but just as an example, we're playing blind passes and we're not putting enough on them. And it's just, I think what's happened is it down to Klopp? I probably would have likened to see a start for Harvey Elliott. I know we've been going on all season that he's great when he comes into a game. I think he takes it in a roundabout way, takes the game by the scruff of the neck. He gets on the ball and he looks to give it, get it back. It's just been screaming out for the last few weeks of somebody just to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and hold on to the ball and dictate play. And we've just not been doing it. Injuries, we all said we're top of the league. Look, even with all these injuries.
Can I just stop you on one thing there, right?
Yeah.
Not looking after the ball. I fully agree with you. But do you notice how well we look after the ball when we're chasing the game?
when
we're chasing the game, we ping, and we keep moving it, going left and right, and we don't lose it. The only time we lose is when we try to do something. So it's actually, this is what I'm trying to get back to. It's in us where we just seem to go out and go, just see what fucking happens, and then we'll kind of kick. It's like we conserve energy, but we won't do our job while we conserve. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
I just don't, like, we used to be the team that went out and did that, and then it's the whole of this season. I don't remember one game where we went out and blitzed. Somebody will prove me wrong in the comments, or one of you will prove me wrong. I don't remember a game where we went out from the off and just absolutely blitzed the team. And I don't know whether have we changed because maybe we don't have the energy to sustain it, because we don't. I mean, last season you saw that we kind of pressed in 10-minute bursts, and then we'd sit back and then we press again.
That's a symptom. Like, having the energy, it's a lot easier to have energy if your ball retention is better. You're not expending as much energy if you look after the ball more. That's just
Common sense.
basic,
You're facing them.
basic
Yeah.
football. And like Gav said there, that's the annoying part to me is when wait until we got 1-0 down to there, and I'm like, okay, our fullbacks are in the box now. Why aren't you doing that at 0-0 odd? You should be taking more risks and more chance. We're playing at home. Yeah, like we got done up like the first goal like is laughable. They walked the ball. It's like a goal you see United concede time and time again this year, and that's a team that's Del Tools on that manager and poorly coached at the moment. That was the thing for me. Like you're saying, there's no pressure on the ball. How's you sit the ball inside, and then people are going Van Dijk, the bum. That's a myriad of errors. Like that's just it's Emmet, you're spot on there. It's you look after the ball, and this is where City come into their own now, right? This is where City come into their own at this stage of the season, because when teams ranked 5th to 20th are on the beach, they're safe or whatever stage you are, they're either safe or the legs are ran off them. City just go 1-0 up and just move the ball around and just kill you. And then as soon as you make a mistake, boom, they'll just take the game away. And that's exactly what they done today. That's exactly what they did yesterday. It was 1-0 at halftime, just slowly. And that's experience and that's looking after the ball. And we haven't done that now well enough. It's carelessness sometimes. And that's the most frustrating part for me. And you could put that down in years gone by to just not having the type of players that are able to play that football. But you can't even level that at us now. Like, I won't say much more, but I think what's really killed us is not only have Endo and McAllister like gone to the well probably one too many times. Just the lads coming back from injury have not hit the ground running at all.
That's been bad.
Like they, but
that's what I was going to say.
But
I think they've probably come back a game or two too late. If we had them back maybe 2 or 3 games
coming
ago,
into the United game, be off the back of the international break properly. But
that's the way. We're probably rushing them at this stage.
Yeah, but that's the way.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the hand you're dealt. And I look, a couple of people in the chat, in fairness to them, have said, look, at the end of the day, right, and I'm not gonna tone down my positivity. No, well, I am the positivity, but I'm not gonna tone down the fact that Liverpool are still in this, and I won't give it up until. And that's just me. I'm a fucking idiot, right? But I am. I've no problem admitting that, right? But people have said, look, let's get down to it, right? Whether you're up here or you're down there, let's get down to it. We've had a load of bleeding. We've had a load of injuries. A couple of mad decisions against us. No, what I'm saying. Listen to me. What I'm saying is. Or what a few people in the chat are saying is, yes, there's been things going on in the season. We've had young fellas coming in, Bradley, Kwanzaa, both being really good. Players playing a lot of football, injuries, wherever it might be. And where we are is brilliant. But, like you said, Seany, probably a step too far when you add it all up together, right? But my thing is on this is that, like, if say for argument's sake, we go out and we play, forget Atalanta. Say we go to Fulham, isn't it, next Saturday? Isn't it Saturday or something? Okay. Say we go to Fulham next Sunday and 15 minutes into the game, it's 0-0 and Liverpool haven't come out of their own half. And people will be going, oh, fucking, but what the fuck are we doing? I'd be sitting there going, I am fucking delighted with this. Because now their plan, now they have to rethink their plan. Because their plan is to go out and go, let them have all the ball and we'll kind of get a goal, or they don't really start great. And we go up there. We're actually providing a blueprint for teams every week. We're providing it by... When we have the ball, we're not doing enough with it. And when they happen to get it, we're just not doing our job.
We're not doing our job. Onto that. Best of luck. There's a lead for 80 minutes. See if you can hang on.
And see what you can do. And it's like not holding on to the ball. And it just seems to be a few things now where I look at it and go, over the last couple of games in particular, where I go, lads, Emmet's bang on. You need to keep the ball. You know what I mean? You really, really need to keep the ball. Seany is bang on when he's talking about, the quality that you have to have and doing what you're meant to do. Do you know what I mean? And doing what you're expected to do, because teams expect us to come out and just rampage at them. And they can't handle you. But we're not. We're going out and we're just going, forced. We're not really doing anything. The amount of teams that get the first shot against us is off the bleeding charts. Like, you know what I mean? It's off the charts how quick teams get shots on us. And the funny thing is,
can I just say as well, sorry for cutting across you, Gav, if somebody goes back and looks at that, I can guarantee you that when they break on us, the majority of the time it's because we've lost the ball. It's not because they've built up good play from the back or anything like that, and we've lost the ball, left the pass short, got it taken off our toe. We're the, what do they say? We're the architects of our own downfall a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Sorry
just
about
think
the crash there.
no, it's grand. I just think the first 15 minutes of games is mad. But I'm being honest with you. Honestly, if I see one fucker next week and we're not fucking attacking like mad after 15 minutes giving out because we're not attacking, I don't know what I'll fucking do. Do you know what I mean? I really don't, because I'm quite happy to go in there and go, don't
It's not
fucking
even
attack.
about attacking from it. It's a lot of times when teams just get the kick off and they're just doing the route one down the line and they end up getting a flick on this man in space. That's not got to do with ball retention.
Yeah, I know, but if you look at it, Seany, like if you look at that Brighton, if you go back to the Brighton goal,
there's so many little details in the Liverpool performance that drives me absolutely up the wall. For example, I'd forgive Kwanzaa for it, but the amount of times the ball rolls under Kanate's foot when you're getting the ball back off fucking fullback. The amount of, honest to God, the amount of times it happened, the amount of times that the first touch in the centre half is just poison. Like, how many times do you see Robbo having to control the ball up here, up knee height when it's getting popped out to him? Like, that's tiny little details, as if to say the initial pass is not good enough and you're on the back foot. Or how many times do you see Robbo drag the ball down from a height when it goes out left? Honestly, it's a detail you notice a lot more now that I mentioned it. I promise you, it's every single time. Like, it's just, it's so frustrating. And that's the most annoying part, is that if the concentration levels are 5-10% more sharper, these things aren't happening. Like, it's blatant.
It only sounds like a small detail, Seany, but to try and take the ball down like that, it takes that extra split second more, and before you know it,
the fella's on you.
And
I mean, you're taking the ball down and taking an extra second. It means the fella's on you. It means that the pass you have to make after that is then, it's a chain reaction. You have to make football easier for yourself, and that's what Man City do. You look at just Chris. Arsenal today, watching in the first half, they were unbelievable. I know they got beaten, but it's just methodical. It's down the side. Saka knows exactly where it's, and it used to. That was us in 18-19. That was us in 18-19. Mo know exactly where they needed to be. And again, this the other side of that. There's lads who have put this club on their back and are all timers now that just looking his age.
The
and
time
I hate,
is up again.
Yeah. I one thing I hate about when Liverpool are not winning is this urge to run and blame one person.
Well, it seems to be like I looked at today's game, right, and I've seen people blame. It's all I've genuinely seen people today saying Núñez has cost us a title.
Yeah, tonight
Jones has cost us a title. Salah has now costing us a title, and I look at it and go, lads, for me it's a collective. It's and I'm not saying don't blame a fella. Don't say he hasn't had a good game. Like, I thought Jones was terrible today, right? Misses a great chance. I thought he was terrible. I thought Núñez tried. He should score that one that drops in the box. He turns and whips it, and the keeper somehow gets in. Well, not somehow. It's just straight at the fucking keeper. But you look at Salah. He's one shot in the first half where he tries to bend it. Keeper gets down and saves it. Other than that, fuck all. Until that one where he should put it in the net and your man blocks it off the line. Fuck all from him. You know what I mean? McAllister looked tired. Endo, I thought they targeted him, but I think they targeted him in the away game as well, if I remember right. Will Hughes and a few were trying to get on him and basically trying to break him. I think Palace actually scored a goal in that game, and it's pulled back because Endo
Will Hughes goes through the back of Endo.
Yeah, Will Hughes, yeah. And it's like, don't get me wrong, it's okay to say players haven't had good games, but usually, if Liverpool go and win that game, here's my overall thing on this game. If Liverpool just go out and apply themselves for 15 minutes there and don't concede, okay? Don't concede. And if you look at that game from 15 onwards and Liverpool, both teams take a reasonable amount of chances. Liverpool win that game. And you're kind of going, bit of a hairy one, but in fairness, we were in the goals, and yeah, they missed the chance and stuff like that. But it's all set on the first 15 because Palace then know we can just put them out wide. They'll make a mistake. We can get Mateta on it. We can get Eze. I thought Eze was really good. We're making the blueprint for them, And it's all down to this little thing. And Shawnee's right, little details are, little things do annoy me as well. But the overall thing for me is that if you look at that game and you said, right, start on 15. Just start on 15 and look at that game. Liverpool will possibly win. I think will win that game possibly 4-2, right? If you're being fair, right?
That's
Maybe
so
that.
hypothetical.
Well, I know it's so hypothetical, but I'm trying to get back to the first 15. And what I'm saying is that we only seem to react when something happens to us in the last couple of games in particular. And if you look at that game from 15 onwards, we're actually okay. We're attacking. We miss a couple of chances, don't get me wrong. But everything is built on that first 15 because players are snatching at things now because we're a goal down. Players are trying to force passes because we're a goal down. Players are putting them long, putting them short because we're a goal down. And we keep making that bed. And then we have to lie in it for 75 plus minutes. And that's the really annoying thing about it.
I'll say something. I got a bit of stick in the chat when it all came out about Klopp leaving, saying that I think it's the right time. People are saying that it's bullshit and that. Well, I do think it is. And these last couple of weeks, and this is not to say I'm not turning on Jurgen Klopp or anything like that. You can clearly see now where
he looks tired.
It needs a freshening up. We need a change. It's just, yeah, it's tough to admit that, but I do, and that's the positive. I mean, that's what does make me excited, that there is the bounds of a good squad there, and it's not like not the end of the road, and we have the clean slate in the summer. There's the skeleton of a really, really good football team there. I do think adjustments need to be made because it reminds me of Liverpool in the first half of last year, where teams are just running all over us and we're not clinical in either box. And it's just not going to get the job done, in my opinion.
I think we've had to fight too much this season, whether it be on the pitch, whether it be with officials, whether it be around 12:30 kickoffs after international breaks. It's been emotionally battering on Klopp.
And this whole fucking increase in ticket price, which is leading to flag stuff, which is leading, and I don't care what people's opinion are on. I've nothing against whatever opinion you have on that, right? But why time it like this? Because it makes a big furore over fucking something that shouldn't be there. Yeah. Can we not just wait till the end of the season? Whether you tell someone in the middle of April or the fucking start of May, or the start of June,
you have to pay for them now, don't they?
Yeah, I know. Right, okay, maybe you have to pay for it now. But could you not turn around and go, listen, there's a review under place. You don't have to pay for it now in the middle of April. You can pay for it in the second week of June. There's no problem. It's not gonna like they're gonna struggle to get fucking people to buy them. Do you know what I mean? But it seems to be the timing of this stuff is fucking mad.
Yeah, but at the same time, like when the team is flat and the team is down, how many times have we seen it over the years? And we've all seen it. And going back when we were CAC, the crowd can lift you. You know what I mean? Anfield can lift you. Anfield's been very flat from what I've heard. I haven't been in Anfield in the last 2 games, obviously, but it's looked and sounded flat as fuck. And the team have been flat. And some will say, right, well, the team has to lift the crowd. But the thing with Liverpool is the crowd have to lift the team as well. The timing of the ticket thing has been, there's nothing you can do. You have to renew it now. I think the fans will protest obviously on protesting. I think it's come at the worst possible time, and I think it's knocked the bollocks out. So I'm not blaming the lack of flags on Liverpool being shit, but I'm blaming the negativity around it as being a contributing factor. Because the crowd, people in the chat have probably been at the matches and will say, "No, Keith, the atmosphere is being better." On the telly, it didn't seem better. It seemed flat.
Eunice says the crowd did enough today. The players let the crowd down. Alejandro says versus Atalanta at Anfield for him was pathetic, but today the crowd for him was good, especially second half. The team was just busted. They couldn't turn it around. I'm not saying. You see, the problem here is when you say something like them protests aren't helpful. People think, "Oh, you're making excuses now," and I'm not. What I'm saying is for the harmony around everything, and for people to go into that ground and be. I'm not saying people are going into that ground and are not behind Liverpool or not behind the manager or the team or whatever it is. I'm not saying that. But why put this in there? Because what happens is, as soon as a player makes a mistake or we don't get a result, this is another fucking facet that you throw at it. Well, there's no need for it to be thrown. Just hold off the fucking thing. Just hold it off. Just let everyone know your season ticket doesn't have to be paid for the first week in June because we're doing a review on the prices. End of story. Right? End of fucking story. But that has to be another thing thrown in. And you know the way things work now. As soon as something like that goes on, and I'm not saying it's not a serious issue, but as soon as that comes in, you pile it in on top of fucking everything else. Like Seany says, there's the emotional side of it. There's the emotional side of it with Klopp and whatever it might be. But honestly, no flags. The no flags protest was ridiculous, as Dennis, considering the point of the season we're in. But Dennis, for me, the protest thing is going to happen. They're not going to go, listen, okay, we'll protest at the start of the next season. That's not going to how it works.
It's how striking works. You strike at the main.
Yeah.
You don't strike
one
at the
leads the other. Do you know the sort of way? Whether you agree with it or you don't, one leads the other. Simple as that. Go on, Seany. Sorry, I don't
buy into the whole protest. Like, if you're lucky enough to have a ticket to sit in the stadium, you should be making as much noise as possible. I'm not on any social media, so I don't see any of the crap that goes along with the Spirit of Shankly stuff and all. And to be honest with you, I don't pay face value for Liverpool tickets, so I don't really have a dog in the fight. Like, a 2% increase in a ticket is not going to make any difference to me. So I can't pretend. Although I do, I think it's like, read around. There's food banks outside stadiums all over England, and ticket prices are going up. Albeit, I did see that there is graphs to show that Liverpool do sell one of the cheapest tickets, and their season tickets are, and for the last couple of seasons they haven't. But with inflation and everything in that it is in it, sadly, that's the capitalist side of football. There is a business, and they are going to grow up. In the grand scheme of things, how much 2% of an increase in ticket sales is going to make a difference to how it looks on the club's books at the end of the year, I'm not sure, but it's just one of them things. I don't have a dog in that fight. Obviously, football is for everyone, but it shouldn't be affecting the team. I think it's stupid. I think that there's means and ways of going about it. And I do think it's a bollocks excuse, if I'm being honest. I've run up and about another fiver, I'd say, tonight on the.
I forgot to get someone to count bollocks.
Yeah, I mean, tell you
what we'll do. We'll start it from here on a fiver. Is that all right? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
So what are we up to there now? We're up to 35 now.
Yeah.
Right. And who's watching? Let me just pick someone before we go on. Kevin Ball can count. I think. Yeah. Well,
so
he made that out as if Kev can't count. Kev, no, what do you mean? Just count for us, please.
That's becoming a factor. I really don't. Look, he should be beating Palace at home.
Yeah, 100%. Can't be an excuse for that.
Yeah, no, I'm not making an excuse for the players at all. I think the crowd go in and back the players, and then the players give something back to the players, to the fans, and it kind of they bounce off each other. Do you know the sort of way? All I'm saying is that the whole narrative around it doesn't need to be there. It could have been a way around this, you know what I mean? Now, there's an argument there to say fair play to you for protesting. Absolutely fair play to you. And there's another way of saying, you know, is it flat because of that? You know, there's an argument for them to go in and go, here, why don't you bring all the fucking flags in? Why don't you go absolutely mental in here and go, here, we put our value in here. You don't need to get more off us. We bring enough value as it is. There's an argument around all. Protest
with a flag.
Yeah, but I think when they did the only flag on the and of course I think the only flag on the Kop thing today was for Hillsborough, which was fair enough.
A few of them,
yeah. So that's that's always been the case, right? That's always been the case that on them games the only flags on the Kop will be for Hillsborough related, and that's absolutely fine. But we'll be interested to see when the next home game comes.
How many home games have you got left?
1,
2. Wolves
Spurs and Wolves.
Spurs, yeah.
Just on that, before I forget, we won't have any social media tomorrow. We won't have any shows tomorrow. We never do on the 15th of April. So, just to let people know that. So, before you get on to me tomorrow going, no show tonight. No, it's the Hillsborough anniversary. So we don't do a thing on the Hillsborough anniversary. And I think there's a couple of channels that don't anyway. And follow do the same thing as us. But lads, I want to
move on right very quickly. Stephen Price made a comment there saying we were not awful today. Palace had all week to train for the match. Something I think today and Thursday we focus too much on how bad we are. Palace were good today, and Atalanta were excellent on Thursday. They've done a number on us. Do you know what I mean? And I think sometimes we can focus on us being shit when the reality is we were done by good teams, well set up teams. Do you know what I mean? Like Palace less so today. Atalanta on Thursday were fucking brilliant and absolutely went through. So I think we can still turn that around because I am a bit of an optimist like that. But they played really well.
Around and win the league.
Yeah, like they played really well, but didn't they? Like they done a number on us, and we weren't good. We weren't allowed to play well today on Thursday. Today, I think Palace, for all that we were poor, missed our chances. If we take them, we score. I thought Palace were very good. You know, new manager, the new team there. I thought they played very well. So I think we have to give credit to the teams, except for maybe Manchester United, because we should have really fucking battered them. But teams are playing well against us because we're probably easier to play against than we had been at other points in the season. But yeah, look, I'm not blaming the flags on the team not playing well. I'm just saying that maybe the team needs a lift that's not there at the moment. But look, people are in the ground, people are saying these things. I'll take it from them because I'm not there. I'm watching on telly and the stream's probably not the best.
It's yeah, no, I'm not saying Palace weren't good. I thought there's a couple of players on Palace really impressed me.
Lerma was deadly.
Yeah, but I think I go back to it. When we give Palace their blueprint and provide them with a goal in the first 15 minutes, it makes it an awful lot easier for Palace to then carry that out. You know what I mean? Overall, I think Van Dijk slips and your man's through, and Robertson does well. They've the one with Mateta that he should score. It's actually worse than the Nunez one because he's fucking much closer and should score. They have them two, and then Liverpool have 3, 4, 5, whatever it might be. But overall, look, it's a 1-0 defeat, and what can you do? But moving on. Look, we've a game against Atlanta on Thursday, and I'm the most optimistic of whatever, but I'm telling you that tie is over, right? We're not going out there and beating them by 4 goals. Just aren't, right? And the simple reason is the form we're in, the players are trying to get back, and as well, I still think he'll have an eye on, we need to fucking be raring here on Fulham away. And I know people are write it off. I know. Sorry?
Town Hall Day. Mad Bill Murray vibes in this gaff.
Well,
saying that week, yeah.
Okay, right, fair enough. But the thing is, right, he's still, I think he's still going to eye Sunday, right? And the likes of Trent, Jota, whoever he wants to bring in and he wants to bring back and he wants to try to get minutes into him, I think he's going to use Thursday as that. Because he's left himself too much to do. Definitely on Thursday for me. But he's still, listen, if them players don't still believe they can do something in this league, like, what are we all meant to do? Just fucking stop now. Yeah, you don't believe anymore. Just don't worry about it, lads. Take the next 6 weeks off. I don't think it is.
Look at today at full time, to be fair.
Well, they look good at today at full time. But Thursday, what I want to ask is, lads, what does he do to change this? Does he try to go out and win on Thursday? Does he try fucking the impossible? Or does he plan for, look, step too far, but we need to get as close to right as we can for Sunday? Emmet, where does he go with this?
I want to see him go and have a better shot at it than he did against Madrid last year. Like, we lost 5-2 at Anfield, and then we went over there, and I thought we'll give this a go, and it just petered out into a load of shite. I think we can turn it around. The last time we played there, we beat them 5-0. So, and the team that we will be hopefully putting out on Thursday will be better than the team that we put out that time.
Reece Williams.
I would be Reece Williams and Gomez played centre half. Yep. I'd be probably starting Trent. I'd be starting Jota. I'd be starting most of the players that have come back injured with the view of giving the lads the rotation that they probably need. Give the people that need a rest. Endo, probably I wouldn't start. Give him a bit of a break. McAllister, maybe. I'd probably start McAllister. I just think there'll be changes. But I do think that we can go out and we can beat them. We can turn it around. I know you don't. I still think we can win the league. I know Seany said earlier on, and I feel terrible because Seany agreed with something I said, that I'm going to disagree with something he said.
That's a
I do think we still deserve to win the league. I know Seany says, look at the shite that we drop points to. City drop points to the same teams. City haven't beaten anybody in the top 5. We haven't beaten anybody in the top 5. They've dropped points to Palace. We've dropped points to Palace. We both dropped points to Arsenal. We've all dropped points to similar teams. Bar Arsenal is probably the only one that has. I think Arsenal have the best record against the top 6.
Yeah.
So on that, Arsenal deserve to win the league. But if you win the league, I think you deserve to win the league, and I still think that we can go on and win it. We've had 8 draws. City have had 7 draws. That's the only difference between the two of us. We've drawn 1 more than they have. That's literally 2 points. And if you go through the actual the results, they're all fairly kind of similar. I think we can turn it around. I still think we can win the league. I still think City drop points. But I think there'll be changes on Thursday. And I think it's high time some of the lads actually got a bit of a break. Bring them and only use break glass. Only use them if you need to break the glass to try and get that extra goal to win the tie.
Would you start Gakpo? I think Gakpo's been in.
I thought Gakpo was excellent today.
Yeah, I think he's been.
Because he played on the
last
left.
few weeks.
He played on the left today. He was unbelievable. I thought when he came on.
Keith, is it a break they need, Keith?
Game on Sunday. Start your strongest team every game now. You can. There's no. He's made a bollocks of his rotation in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Let's call it. That's 36, by the way. He has. It's as simple as that. He has. There's no doubt about it. The lineup was an insult to Atalanta on Thursday to go around swapping, chopping, and changing. He shouldn't have started Endo today. And Gakpo's been deserving of a start because it should be a meritocracy football, and he's earned that. Because let's be honest, Núñez has been muck. He's been muck. Diaz
has been worse. That's the problem.
I couldn't believe Diaz. Just quickly on that, talking about his changes and stuff like that. I couldn't believe Diaz was taken off the pitch today and Salah stayed on it.
Diaz the most attack. He's out the last few weeks. He's been the one that's looked the most threatening.
If I'm taking any of the 3 out, it's numbers.
Yeah, and that's harsh because Salah. We know. You know what Mo Salah.
Oh yeah, look, and he's plenty, I know that. I get all this. He's plenty in the bank. I get all that, but right now, it's like unless you give him a chance in front of goal, right, or there's space for him to put a ball into for somebody, it just looks like it's kind of take a touch, play it back, take it. There's no penetration from him when he gets the ball. Do you know what I mean? There's no kind of I'm going to run at you or go past you or commit people. It's just it's a bit of a weird.
Go your strongest 11. On Thursday, in my opinion, look to get an early goal and get them to wobble. And then, if it's not going your way, hook them at 60 and that's it, on the plane back and go.
Yeah, that's a fair point as well, because, Keith, I was going to ask you, and we finish up with this before we do a couple of bits before we go. Is it a break they need? Because I'm not, there's 1 or 2 where I kind of go, yeah, probably needs a little bit of a rest. I think Endo's kind of had a fitness test, didn't he, away at United, and he's played since, and I'm kind of going, I'm not too sure. He looks like he might be carrying something for me. McAllister has played an awful lot of football and all that sort of thing, but Keith, I don't think it's down to rest. I think it's down to application, and I think a collective application when they go on the pitch has been poor for the first the opening game anyway, the opening of the game. Do you know the sort of way, the opening period of the game? And I don't know whether it's a rest that's needed. I really don't, Keith.
Yeah, I mean, 1 or 2 of them look a little bit jaded, a little bit tired, and I think that's where rotation had to come into play and still can. But you know, I just think we're setting up poorly, we're setting up wrong. As the lads have touched on from the very start of this show, we're not looking after the ball. We're not giving ourselves the chance to put teams to bed, and it's all catching up on us. Do we want to have a rest for the players? We never, whenever we have not an international break, you know, when there's a warm weather training break, you used to dread them things. They'd go off to Tenerife or something, they'd come back in a bleeding heap. Klopp's teams are all built on, all built on momentum, and you know, you build up momentum all the way through. We always finish the season strong, always. Just the momentum has stopped now, you know, it's going the other way, and that's, I think Seany hit the nail on the head there. Go strong, take your lads off. If you bloody their nose, if we go to Atalanta on Thursday, right, and we get 2 quick goals. Now, look, we haven't got 2 quick goals and bleeding yonks. But if we can go over there and we get 2 quick goals, that knocks them as well. Do you know what I mean? Because that really puts a bleeding spanner in their works. And it gives us a bit of impetus to go. But if we go over there and we're, messing about with the ball and we're, as Seany said, Kanate's taking his eye off the ball, letting it roll under his legs, or McAllister's trying to force a pass that isn't on, we're going to get punished again. So they have to go out there, you say, as strong as you can, a bit of meritocracy, maybe one or two players drop out from what would be perceived as our strongest team, but they're not really in the good form at the moment. Salah will want to play, but Núñez comes out. He's not in good form. You take Núñez out, you can bring Gakpo in. I don't know, we'd bring Jota in on Thursday because he looked a bit rusty as well. And I know he needs games to get up to that, but maybe he comes on for a half an hour. Maybe you let Gakpo run for 60 and you bring in Jota for a half an hour and build his fitness that way. I just think a lot of the lads have mentally hit the wall as well as physically. Endo didn't get into the team for half of the season. He shouldn't be tired, but he's been constantly having to go.
There was talk of him having a fitness test before the United game, and
he missed the game. He missed the game before that, didn't he? He was out for one of the games, and he came back fit for that. So he missed the game before United, and like that, it's rushing him back. Trent came on today. We might as well have put Terence Trent D'Arby on than Trent Alexander-Arnold because he done fuck all. Jota came on and done fuck all. The subs haven't been impacting it. Elliott came on the 83rd or something like that.
Yeah, in around that. It was very late.
Even very late. The other night, the same. The subs just haven't been impacting it. But look, they all need minutes. They all need to get on the pitch. They all need to play. We know the qualities all these lads have. We just have to start seeing it from them. But look, who knows? I go strong.
I think just flip it. Like if you trust these lads to come on and win a game, because we've had to win games when we're bringing these lads on. We've been behind a lot of the time or drawn and needing a winning goal. You trust them enough to go on and win the game. Surely you trust them enough to start. Like we have enough good players there to start a game. And I know what you're saying, Seany, start with your best 11. But like
Jade on Thursday.
He'd have no fear. No fear and hunger.
No, you're not messing. I would say you're saying go and start your strongest team on Thursday, but my argument would be is that I would just pick all the lads and go, listen, you have me, and I don't care whether they're tiredness or whatever. You have missed chances. You're not playing. You're playing. You fucking giving the ball away too much. You're not playing. Get that other fella in. Like, a couple of people mentioned Gravenberch there, and that's been a bit interesting. He hasn't been seen in the last couple of games. I don't know what's going on there, but then again, it could be he could have an issue or whatever.
Do you play Simicas?
No.
Under no circumstances. A horror show he had last week, but now Bradley looks like he's had a bad one.
I'm not that type of fan, but I hope I never have to watch him play Liverpool again.
My thing with Simicas is that
he's fucking abysmal.
Yeah, but
he had such a bad performance. It's going to play on him, so we don't really want to see him on Thursday.
Yeah, but the thing is, you haven't used them enough, right? And what happens is that when you don't use a player enough, they're just sitting there. So I think someone in the chat there said he played one game in 6 weeks. So you know what I mean. But my thing on Simicas isn't the fact that I think he's technically a really good footballer, right? But I just think at times he's just away with the fairies.
Yeah,
he's just away with the fairies, and maybe that's in his makeup. But trust me, if you're playing one game every 6 weeks, you're gonna look away with the fairies. Simple as that. If that's your average, you're playing fucking 10 games a season or whatever. You're never gonna look what you're meant to look, and that's I think part of me really would like to see him get a run of games, but part of me is like, is this what's going to happen during that run of games? So it's a bit fucking weird. And to be honest with you, if I'm Simicas, I'm probably looking to get out of Liverpool at the end of the season. Yeah. That's being honest with you, because he's an international fullback, whether you like it or not, and he's not playing. They've literally played fucking Joe Gomez, who's a centre half, before him there as much as he possibly can. Right, so that's probably what it says.
Well, I thought Robertson was good today.
I'd be starting Robbo. Robbo was excellent today.
We don't want to burn him out. You don't want to injure him either. You know what I mean? So you're sort of worrying and you're on eggshells and like, what the fuck do we do? Do we go strong on Thursday? Robbo picks up a strain and then we're back to Gomez, who's done well at left back, but he could be needed in other areas as well. So
he's done better at left back than he has at right back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, look, there's loads to go through. As I said, we won't be having any shows or any social media or anything tomorrow. We should be back Tuesday, Wednesday, definitely Thursday, and then on to next weekend with league games and stuff like that. Hit the like button if you can, subscribe if you want, become a member if you want. leave a comment, all that sort of stuff. We're very open to all of that sort of stuff, so go and do that. Our fundraiser is in the description. The link is there if you want to donate. The link for Phil's is there as well. He's doing great work for Laura Lynn Hospice. Ours is for the fan supporting food banks and the Lighthouse in Dublin. Thanks to everyone that's donated so far. We are gone over the 2,000 mark. We have sent 1,000 of each to both those charities to keep them going. And because with fan supporting food banks, the collections are going to stop at stadiums in a couple of weeks, so that we're trying to help them throughout the summer rather than waiting until we get all the money up for them. So that has there. If you want, the 2 links are there. If you can't donate, perfect. That's all right. Share the link and stuff like that. If you, the golf day, we're down to sponsorships now. So if you want to sponsor a tee box for €100 or a long drive for 150 or a nearest the pin for 150, whether it's an individual, a family, a business, wherever it might be, talkinkop1@gmail.com, and we'll have your name on the golf course on the day and on our social media, and everyone will know that you're sponsored. So that's really good, and all that money does go towards the fan support field banks and the Lighthouse. Before we go, sausage of the week, any contenders? Last week's was just unanimous, but anything this week? Oh God, the silence.
Silence is definite.
Trying to think.
Does Matt Letizia make
that fucking referee in the United game ruling out a Wolves goal last week, and then the most ridiculous fucking handball penalty I've ever seen in my life yesterday.
Who was he?
Bournemouth. I can't remember what his name is.
Brian O'Halloran there's the show.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh Jesus, yeah. But what date is the golf have? It's the 28th of June, Friday the 28th of June. Does Matt Letizia make it in this week though?
No,
last week was it?
Sausage every week.
Yeah, the same.
So Naby Keita is the sausage of the week. A few of them were thrown in there. So what happened was he was told by Mönchengladbach, is that who he's with?
Werder Bremen.
Is it Werder Bremen he plays for? Right. He goes and he's told that, look, you're not going to be playing. You're not going to be starting this game. And he just decides, focus, not getting on the bus. And doesn't go to match. Honestly, has he played 90 minutes in total this season?
No, I don't think so.
For Guinea, probably.
Yeah, no, for Werder Bremen. I don't think he has.
No. I don't think he's played, I don't think he's playing the combined 90 minutes.
I don't think he has either.
He had, I think that there was a thing came out a few weeks ago, wasn't it, that he'd only played 80 minutes over the whole season. Now, I don't know if he's got any run out since then. I doubt it.
Okay,
He's, it's Naby Keita. It's, people think it's unsavoury if you have a dig at the likes of Naby Keita when they've left the club. But I think this just encapsulates his career really from the minute he came to us. And anyway, at Leipzig, his last season at Leipzig as well was a stinker. This Seany tongue-in-cheek said he probably played 90 minutes for Guinea. And it's probably true. He's probably played,
is true. There's definitely
10 games. He played the AFCON. So he's played for his country.
And then just come back to Werder Bremen and went, look, I don't really play football.
Yeah.
Not really into
it.
That's just
fact. That was just
he's
fact.
played 108 minutes this season. 108 minutes in 5 games, only started 1.
Mr. Sinclair says, why are we after Naby? He has nothing to do with Liverpool. Wonder why.
Yeah, but look, many
I don't know what that means. Is Mr. Sinclair saying why are we having a go with him? Look, when you turn up to play for your team and you're told you'll be on the bench and you just don't get on the bus, you're a sausage.
If you think it's an agenda, I think Henderson has had 4 or 5 sausage of the week awards this year, so it's not like that in this. That's not how we roll.
Yeah. To be fair, says Project AM, he's played more than Thiago. That's a great point. In fairness. You know what I mean?
I seen a picture someone put on Twitter or something, a picture of Thiago in the Liverpool kit, the red one, and they're like, probably the longest he's had that jersey on him this year because he's only appeared in 1 game, and that was in the fucking purple kit. It's mad when you look at these players. Like Thiago gets a free ride because he's aesthetically on the eye better than Naby Keita ever was, and there's anyone that wants to argue that can fucking queue up.
Mr. Sinclair says we have a bigger problem. Question mark. Yeah, we do. We've just discussed them for the last hour. It's just a bit of crack at the end.
Is Mr. Sinclair trying to allude to something here? Because if you are, pal, just say what you're thinking.
Oh, is he? I don't know. Does he feel like we have an agenda against Naby Keita?
Naby Keita said he wasn't going to play for his team today.
Yeah, do us a favour. Take a bleeding team of skill characters with a Hubble telescope to get the splinters out of your arse. Say what you really feel with it.
Well, the thing is, like, listen, it doesn't matter if it's Naby Keita. If fucking anybody turned up to play for their team today and we're getting on the bus, we're told, listen, you're going to be on the bench, and turned around and went home, he's a fucking sausage. Whether it's Naby Keita or anybody else. So
Exactly.
if, I don't know, if fucking Ollie Watkins done it today, or, you know, who fucking Eze or Elise or fucking your man at the back or the goalkeeper of Palace, they'd be sausages.
Garnacho for liking goal registry to cause him more. How does that sit with you? Is that a bit better for you? You bleeding gobshite.
And in fairness to him, he probably has played more than Thiago, because that Thiago stuff is mad.
Well, he's only played 5 minutes, hasn't he?
Mr. Sinclair said it's a simple question. What is the question?
What's the question?
We need to know what the question is.
Simple bloke.
Why are we after Naby? He has nothing to do with LFC. Wonder why. We have a bigger problem.
Sausage of the week is not about
Sausage of the week is not about Liverpool. It can be anything. It can be anything. You know what I mean?
It's a big story today. You know, it's a big story. It's all over social media about Naby not wanting to play. So I don't know why he feels we're going after him, or
no, it's just a mad scene that a fella just decides not to play. But I missed out on Letitia last week because he's always rocker, that fella. He's played mad.
The memes have been great, but in fairness,
do you know what meme I missed last week? And I know we're dragging this on, but do you know what meme or thing I missed last week? And it kind of went past me, and I didn't want to go back because I felt like it was all news. What was going on with Gary Barlow last week? Did he make some video where he's
in a vineyard? Yeah, I sent you on a few of the videos.
I know, but what was
this? Is what I class as a very lovely day, or something like that, and
then takes a second to.
Loads of people stitched it then with it's gas.
He was a vineyard on the Cayman Islands because he's not paying his tax anymore.
Okay, right. So I didn't know what was going on there.
Gary Barlow's all right.
It's not bother to him.
If you roll back for a good, you're all right in my books. You get a free pass. That's a bleeding superb tune.
A million love songs. We're only 16.
I'm going to see Take That in a few weeks, so leave him alone, will you?
Are you going to see Take That?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. Very. Red Steve says, Gav, stop dodging Mr. Sinclair's question. I don't know what the fucking question is. Just ask me the fucking question. Anyway, before we go, the one, right? And it got me thinking. I was making a sandwich last night, and it got me thinking for the one. And I said, I'll ask the boys. One, part of a sandwich that you would get rid of, right? What I mean is, one thing that goes on sandwiches that should never be near them. So it could be like beetroot should never be on fucking sandwiches, or mayonnaise. You mightn't like mayonnaise, or you mightn't like whatever. If there's one thing that if you were the ruler of the world and you said this cannot basically not exist anymore, but something you would see on a sandwich, but you would just outlaw that can't exist anymore, what would it be? Emmett's in fucking turmoil here now. He loves a sandwich. He loves giving out in delis. I'd eat at him.
Beetroot is a good one.
Beetroot's just tastes like muck.
It looks like
beetroot was lovely.
I used to work with a fella, and I used to have to get the rolls when I was younger. You'd be sent out for break, the lunch, and he used to get, and people won't know what these are. He used to get a roll with meanies, the crisps.
Yeah, everyone knows who they are.
And corned beef.
For the love of Jesus.
Corned beef, beetroot, and meanies, and I'm like, that is.
No, that's not. You can't be having that.
That's what you used to get every day, every fucking
day.
Mayonnaise.
Egg mayonnaise is the answer. It's disgusting. Stephen Kingsley says peanut.
It's absolutely honky.
Tuna's grand.
It shouldn't be anywhere near the bleeding sandwich.
No, egg mayo's lovely.
Chris Prosser says mayo. I wouldn't imagine banning mayo. Peanut butter on a sandwich. Yeah, I'm with you, because I've told the story before. There's a fella who I went to school with in primary school, and he used to come on with, and I was lathered onto the bleeding bread, the peanut butter. Oh Jesus! Pickles says weird. Pickles. They're just like gherkins. Don't mind them. Yeah, don't mind them. Tom Boland says ketchup. You couldn't get rid of ketchup. Red sauce.
Depends how much you're putting it on.
Bertie says grapes.
Grapes.
I'm not putting grapes on a sambo.
He's eating some fucking
what I'm
fancy
saying is,
sambo.
it has to be considered to be eligible to go onto a sandwich that you would get rid of. Anthony Boylan says tuna. Chris Prosser says pubes.
You're off the head. You're off the bleeding head.
Chris Prosser says pubes. I don't know. Wait, have you had them on sandwich and then thought, no, they don't belong there? Brie and grape is an amazing sandwich, says Anthony Boylan. Really?
Brie and
You
grapes.
should-
Well, I don't like brie and grapes to get rid of them.
I have a question. And
You
Suckbear
shouldn't
says
be
here,
focusing on what you shouldn't have. It should
Yeah.
be what you should have.
What's the
And
best?
Yeah, and it's a bag of a little batch loaf and a few chipper chips and a load of butter.
Loud of butter,
Right.
yeah.
I'm with you on that, right? We've torn this completely around, but I want to ask this question before we start telling each other what's deadly on bread, right? Mustard, right?
I like mustard.
Now, there's the French mustard, which tastes nice and it's mild. What's the crack with the other mustard where you put it in your mouth and
English
it burns the
mustard.
fucking mouth off you?
I like
How do
that.
people put that on a sambo?
I like that.
With a knife.
You know that
With
that's
the
how
hands, I just put
Coleman's-
4 fingers into the tub and just fucking
blanding it
scroll it all over with the hands.
That's how Coleman's made their millions. That's how they became really wealthy. Because years ago, when you buy a sandwich, and still probably to this day, you buy a sandwich like a toasted sandwich in an old man's pub. They put the knife into the jar of mustard and put it on the side of your plate, regardless of whether you asked for it or not. O'Donoghue's was always big on that. O'Donoghue's on Marion Row,
Row.
is that what it's
Marion
called?
Row.
Yeah. So they don't take it back off the plate and put it back into the jar. So every single sandwich that went out with a dollop of mustard, whether you used it or not. So they were pissing through the mustard, and Coleman's made a fucking fortune off it.
What, did they just say it was a rule or something?
No, it just goes on in case you want to have it.
But what I'm
Now,
saying
obviously,
is,
they have the
it's hot as
sachets.
fuck. Like,
Never tried it, but maybe
it's lovely.
it takes them out
What about
of
a
you,
bear
Seany.
roast
You never
beef?
tried mustard?
Even a mere suggestion of it takes them out of you. Anyway,
Yeah,
I think
you open you open the jar and your eyes start watering, just put it back in the press.
yeah.
You see,
that's what I mean.
I like that. I like mustard. I like horseradish, like wasabi, all that sort of stuff. The really fucking hot stuff. Whereas I don't like the mild.
What's your feelings on banana on bread? Colin Dyke says banana. He'd have a way with them.
Right,
Yeah,
banana
I'm
on
a
bread
fan.
Banana and sugar.
and a bit of sugar. Yeah,
I don't put sugar in.
No, I haven't had one in about 30 odd years, but when I did, banana and sugar on bread, yes. Fucking luxury stuff back in the 80s.
Yeah, the England.
If you were lucky to have banana and sugar and bread.
Caramelised onion is good. It's squishy in a sambo saison. I had one last week. I bought a cooked chicken in Dunn's, right? I didn't make the chicken. I bought a fucking cooked chicken in Dunn's, right? They all had their dinner, but I ended up, with just a breast of chicken there. So I heated it up and I put it on bread, butter with the chicken, some stuffing, some gravy, and that was it. Fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That's
You
my
go-
favourite part of December, going in when you have all the little Christmas sambos on the menu. They do be great here.
Where?
Anyway,
Everywhere.
Oh, when they have the Christmas edition of their sambo.
Get up
Yeah,
out.
it's just
out,
it's a hot
out.
chicken roll, and you just put cranberry sauce on top and go. There's a Christmas. hot chicken
Centra
roll."
did one years ago where it was like turkey, ham, cranberry, onion, stuffing, all kind of like they put it into a blender and it was just a mix.
Oh, I'll
And they
tell you
just
one
put it
thing.
on.
I'll tell you one thing.
Loads of mayo.
Went out for breakfast last Sunday, right? Went to that place, Hellfire. It's on Westmoreland Street. It's on the corner there, right there at the standard brunch menu. So I went there. No, to be honest, I've pensioned for a bit of avocado on toast
Course
for a
you
bit
do.
of chicken on the side. Yeah,
What's that
Eggs
called? Eggs.
Eggs Benedict. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there next fall. Order this. Brings it out and I'm looking at the plate. There's all these little pink yolks all over the avocado. I'm just saying to myself, what the fuck is that? I said,
37. We're on 37 now. Go on.
Well, is that pomegranate? I just went around like, how's your woman? Yeah, what's the crack with that? She goes, what? Goes, there's fruit all over me avocado on toast. She goes, oh, that's pomegranate. It's lovely. I goes, you might like it, right, Tom. You want to get that plate now, but it doesn't say it on the menu. What the fuck is going on?
They probably had a few fucking hanging around pomegranates
Yeah,
from the night before. And
you
just...
that man Salt Bay must have been in the kitchen corner.
Yeah, well, you see, as soon as I see Eggs Benedict, I just think notions straight away. Like, and I think it's become a norm over the last while.
How is it notions?
I just think it is. It just to me, it just looks like notions. I don't think it was normal
pomegranate?
years ago. Yeah, it's the same with people. Like,
It's hardly caviar. It's a
no,
bit
I'm just
of-
saying, with a guy, just go and get fucking. To me, like, you know, people went out for their breakfast and eggs was either fucking boiled or scrambled or fried, and now it's like poached on top of fucking some avocado and some mad hard. But the bread's usually hard, and there's loads of fucking bits in the bread now. But you know what actually does my head in when it comes to breakfast? Why do people leave the house to walk down the road to a shop to buy coffee to walk back to their gaffery?
because the coffee's nicer when it's made properly.
Would they not just
No,
make it
in
properly at their own
Bristol
home? No, did they not
Well, I
have
haven't
those
got-
coffee
haven't got
coffee
a grinder.
machines? No.
No, they're brutal. That's all. They're shy.
Okay.
They're just fancy kettles.
John Brooks says, I've just made me lunch for tomorrow. 6 slices of ham, 2 slices of cheese, butter, lettuce, 3 slices with 3 slices of bloom or bread.
That they just call that the 442, don't they? That's just the 442. That's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
yeah. Keep
John
it,
Brooks,
keep
that's not the bleeding ref, is it?
I don't know if it is.
You fuck.
If it is
Klopp's
you,
gonna
John,
have
you're
a
a prick.
pop at him before the end of this season. Kloppo's gonna get his hands on him.
Oh, stop.
Can we just start the food podcast?
Yeah.
This football's getting in the way.
Yeah,
though,
the football's all the bollocks. Anyway, tune in next Sunday where we just tell you each other what we had all week for dinner. We're going to write it down now from Monday through to Saturday.
We're going to incorporate pomegranate wherever we can.
Boys, I'm
bro.
not joking. I'm going to send you a picture of it. It's bleeding brutal. I couldn't believe me eyes, honest to God. It's like a Pokemon was after getting sick on me breakfast.
Oh, come on. Anyway, we're out of here. We're trying to do an hour. It's an hour and 10. But anyway, we're having a nice time talking about stuff that you put in sandwiches or you ban. And we ended up not banning anything. We just went, yeah, do what you want. But listen, let me tell you what's deadly between 2 slices of bread. Shawnee's had a breakdown. That Hellfire place at Kip on Westmoreland Street. Don't go there. And we'll be back next Sunday. But if you want to sponsor the golf day, give us a shout. Talkin Kop @gmail.com. Only messing
You put all the pomegranate you want.
But anyway, bar the in all seriousness, when you got rid of the pomegranate, was it nice?
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah. Big up the Hellfire on Westmoreland Street.
Listening.
Right, that is it. Keith, anything else before we go?
No, good to chat. We even after a bad result, we always end up having a laugh, which is what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Emma, anything else before we go?
No, all good.
I love the way we
Well,
asked that
Thursday.
question. I love the way we asked that question. Emma just went, the Anton.
No, I would. Not lately, but there's nothing I won't eat on a sandwich. Honestly,
Emma has
I was
just met a
thinking,
sandwich he does.
you were
Sandwich
all
you want?
talking. I was thinking,
Fucking
what
fire
would I
lighters, put it on there. Fire lighters. I've hot wing sauce in the fridge. Doesn't bother me. Fuck it on there. Anyway,
eat? Put hot wing sauce in the omelets.
Shawnee, anything else before we go?
Get me away from this fella. I have to go away now. Hot wing sauce and your omelets, you're off the bleeding rack. Yeah, hang up, will you? I can't handle this anymore.
Yeah, hang up. What the fuck is going? Hang up there, will you? Right, that has been the Talkin Kop Sunday night. Liverpool are fucking brutal, but the chances are they're going to win the Europa League, win the league as well. And sure, the Eurovision, I think they might win the Eurovision as well while they're at it.
How do you won the treble after all this game?
What?
How do you ended up winning the treble?
It'd be deadly, wouldn't it? It'd be deadly. Anyway, that has been it. Thanks to Keith, thanks to Emma, thanks to Shawnee, thanks to everyone in the chat. It's been an absolute pleasure. Over and out.